Opha Gundam style, everybody. Welcome back to Wow Cool Robot, the world's #1 and only Gundam podcast, sponsored by Kaiba Corp. That's right, motherfucker. They're doing my show now too. I'm allowed to say that because I work at the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. I'm Max. I use he/him pronouns, and with me today is
I'm Phoenix. I use they/them pronouns.
Yu-Gi-Oh's fucking good.
I was not expecting that we're sponsored now. So when is my dual disc going to come in the mail or whatever?
No, it's not a dual disc anymore. It's gonna be a dual writer. I hope you have garage space.
Oh man, I don't even
runner.
have a driver's license. Hopefully I can pay the insurance or like the taxes on it. I don't even have a driver's license, let alone a motorcycle one.
I don't think Seto Kaiba really cares. As long as someone wants to ride, that's what's most important.
It's I can't even do a bicycle, and that is just something incredibly embarrassing. And it's I have been admitting embarrassing things about myself. I don't know how to ride a bicycle. And I also tweeted that I ended up having to switch to Spotify from Apple Music because my Apple Music recommendations have no chill, and they are always bringing up that time I fell asleep for 10 hours playing Despacito.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep for 10 hours with Despacito on loop, and it's my Apple Music recommendations. It's hey, Despacito, you still want to listen to Despacito?
You love listening to Despacito. Turn that shit up. Yeah, I'm looking at my recommendations. It's mostly pop punk, which is kind of the world I like curating for myself anyway.
It's I don't really care about if my year-end playlist looks pretty. One time I ended up getting do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate in my top 5 one year. I do not care about my playlist aesthetics, but I feel my Apple Music recommendation algorithm is hella passive aggressive and will never live down that time I listened to Despacito for 10 hours when I was asleep and got reincarnated in another world as a slime girl who only speaks in the lyrics to Despacito.
Oh. It's fucking difficult communication.
Yeah,
well,
it was. But thankfully I woke up after 10 hours. This was in 2017.
Right. Oh, I can't imagine anyone's listening to Despacito for that long in modern day. But, dear listener, you're not listening to Despacito. You're listening to Gundam, the Gundam podcast. I almost forgot the name of it, and I almost called it Mobile Suit Breakdown. No, that's the better one. This is the silly one.
Okay. I'm going first this week again. We kind of got mixed up last time because everything was mixed up last. Anyway, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, Episode 9. Not the best way. Myrene, Guel, and Prospera arrive on Earth. As Prospera heads out for evil reasons, Myrene meets with Earthian representatives, and Guel goes to find Seto, a boy from Dawn of Fold. Myrene tries to explain to the representatives that she wants open dialogue between Earthians and Spacians, and rejects the Earthian demand that both sides leave the other entirely. They tell her they'll stop protesting for 10 days to wait out the presidential election. Given that she wins, Guel learns from Seto that Shadid Zanelli is the one behind Plant Quetta, and immediately heads back to Atacacia to find proof of his treachery. Seeing things begin to fall into place, Prospera enacts her plan, kicking off a bloody battle on Earth as she finds and destroys a hangar full of Lifra, built by the supposedly defunct Ox Earth with funding from the Space Assembly League. The plot thickens.
Mom, you can't do that!
Mom,
you can't do that!
Pick me up, I'm scared.
I don't want Mom to pick me up. She's doing some fucked up shit right now.
It's like, I mean, it's like she just freaking lost it.
She did. Fuck, it's good. Prosper's cool. She's a really fucking cool character. Namely, I think.
Like, you think what?
I'm amazed that I guess like as this shows Char, she seems to be on the very much on the upper end of competency for a Char.
Yeah, like she's actually smart.
She's doing her. She's not like expositing shit to fucking everyone around her who will listen. She's quiet and plots and plans and makes backroom deals instead of just parading around everything.
Yeah.
Damn, we could have had one who knew what they're doing the whole time.
Like, she's smart. Like, I mean, it's like, I kind of think, like, maybe it's because she does not know that, Katanji killed her husband, and maybe it's because she also doesn't really care that her husband is murdered, and she just cares about, like, Gundam now, but it's like, I mean, she did not just go and, like, try and, like, murk Kananji. She just went off on her own to, like, go and, like, take over all those Lifriths all over the place and just, like, fuck shit up on Earth. And, like, instead of, like, oh, like, that guy killed my husband, like, okay, I think she either doesn't know that that's the guy who did it, or she just doesn't care that her husband got killed anymore. She wants revenge because everybody is getting rid of Gundams, and she is mad about that.
She's the meme of, my husband is dead, I don't want to remarry, I only want permit. See my Gundam, click here. See my daughter, click here. She's great. Anyway, yeah. we'll get to Prosper's cool fucking trick in a bit. So we go to Earth, and everyone's kind of like looking at it from the permanent elevator, and Mireen ordinarily would be happy to go to Earth because I don't think she's ever actually been to Earth before, but she's like, for business, not pleasure.
Whatever, like, connection she was trying to get to on Earth, like, I don't know if they've, like, just given up, or, like, yeah, like, Feng was originally wanted to, like, smuggle her out to Earth.
Yeah, what the fuck was she going to Earth to do? Because I don't think stopping the protest was her plan, considering that was an idea that Prospera put in her head. So yeah, maybe I think she was just gonna go to Earth to, like, live as a regular person away from all this business shit.
Yeah, it's like, well, like, this business stuff, it's like the original plan for, like, pretty much everything in her presentation, because, like, the Prospera thing about, like, stopping the riots might have been, like, a bit of a last-minute inclusion. It was just like, hey, like, I am here to try and do business stuff. I could get you, like, economic opportunities. I could, like, build a factory. Hopefully we are going to be building all of these cool leg stuff and doing, like, med stuff and not building weapons. Like, trust me, promise me, like, I do not want to build weapons. Like, I just want to build
legs.
Yeah, like, look at these cool legs. Like, Earthians in space developed them, and it's like, yeah, so, like, don't close the country, keep it open.
Yeah, well, again, that we'll get to there soon. So they head to Earth. Prosper is plotting some fucking shit already, because she talks to Godoy, her assistant, talking about how
I forgot his name.
Yeah, Godoy. Talking about how the Space Assembly League is on her ass. So people are after her for reasons, and she's doing things for reasons that will become clear by the end of this episode.
Oh no, here come the space cops. Space cops help. Space.
So, despite how well she was doing last week, it looks like Soletta's finally hit her breaking point because she's got depression. Aww.
Yeah. Oh man.
We've fucking... I get it, you know? Damn, shit sucks.
Yeah, she got dumped by her own mech.
Yeah, her sister clone said, fuck a you, goodbye, and pushed her out into space.
Yeah.
We get a weird fucking startling shot of... It's just Cecilia's feet. That's all it is. It's Martin fucking painting her toes. Hey.
Yeah, it's
hey, Okochi. Okochi, why? Why'd you put that in there? Hey, buddy, why?
It's like, did you briefly get like possessed by like Dan Schneider?
Yeah,
Like,
the ghost
get
of
that
Quentin
man
Tarantino.
out now.
It's gross. It was weird. He's like her indentured servant, I guess, since she captured him in the Haro confessional. Uh, he's just like doing shit for her, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it's weird, right? Because she's kind of like giving him life lessons the whole time too. Because it's like, it almost seems like she's helping him work through his guilt for having turned in Nika. And he's like, I did what I had to do.
Therapist. She's like the school. She is like somehow like running like the school as like the popular girl. And like she originally signed up to be the school guidance counselor to try and get like materials for like her burn book. But then she's like, maybe I'm actually good at being a therapist. Maybe I should try becoming a therapist. Like, yeah. Too bad I'm at Gundam school that only teaches Gundam stuff and not therapy stuff. So, well, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, you don't want to learn the Gundam style of therapy. It always ends in fucking beam explosions.
I was going to somebody getting slapped.
If only it only ended that way.
Yeah.
But we cut over to Quinn Harbor on Earth, which is the city that Miorine and Guel and Prosper are in.
Where Quinn Harbor is supposed to be? Like, I thought they said it. Like, are they in Michigan or are they in Brazil?
They are. I'd put money they're not in Michigan. So Quinn Harbor, it's it's like a port city, but it has palm trees that we see. I don't know where Quinn Harbor is supposed to be. Actually, fucking Gundam Quinn Harbor. I don't expect to find an answer here.
I mean, let's just leave this to Thawne and Nina when they finally get to covering G-Witch in 20 years.
Yeah. Quinn Harbor, somewhere on Earth. Who could possibly say where? Fucking probably the Philippines where Hathaway takes place too. So they're being escorted by mobile suits, and Miorine's kind of complaining about it, but, you know, Prospera says, oh, you need protection. Kananji is like, yeah, if we don't have, like, badass mobile suits flying around us, they'll probably just like kill us, so we need them here. No one's happy about it.
Yeah, and it's like Prospera, like, lady, like, that you killed your husband, like, he's just like, but like if you did that, that would also mean like killing Miorine and Ghoul, so I guess like this is not the best time, but like, come on, he's just like right there.
No, she clearly doesn't give a shit right now.
Yeah.
We do get a really quick cutaway scene of Shadiq and the real Elon and the pale CEOs talking about like what the fuck to do about Miorine. I didn't realize that people knew that there was a real Elon running around.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if anyone would know, it'd be Shadiq, but it's very strange to see. We see, and then we cut to fucking girls' night, a nice little tea party. We see Belmeria and Feng Jun, who just, again, eating cakes and creams and snacks, drinking tea together, and they're having a whale of a time.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Belmeria. Like,
tell us your secrets. Wouldn't you like this beautiful Twinkie? Please tell me what you know. I just want to have a nice girls' night. She's being so sweet to her right now.
Yeah, it's like kind of funny. It's like, and it's like Belmeria is like freaking out, and I think she's like been freaking out for like the past like few episodes. It's like, I fucked up. I regret every single action I've taken.
Fuck. Why'd I make a fake kid? Oh, god damn it. Why'd I do that?
Why did I operate a child broiler?
Why did I turn on the boy oven? Oh, fuck. But again, like, Feng Jun's part of the Space Assembly League. She clearly has the kind of resources and license to just kind of, like, capture Belmeria and interrogate her, but instead she's being very good cop about it, and, again, straight up throwing her a tea party. It's really cute. And they're in, like, a fucking storage closet doing this. It's very, very funny.
It's like, I mean, I saw people kind of, like, joking about, like, old woman Yuri date night.
That's cool. I want that kind of Gundam show.
Yeah,
fuck this school. When we move back to Quinn Harbor and we see the gang who like ends up at City Hall, everyone's mad, but Miorine says, "Oh, they don't have weapons, it's fine," and just kind of walks out into the crowd and fucking.
Like, I think like we also are missing like this shot where they was like just on the screen for like a second where it was like a bunch of like Earthian protest graffiti, like really neat protest graffiti. They have like really good spray can pens.
Yeah. They have very high quality stencils.
And it was like something is like fuck the Bennett. And it was like the F was covered up by like another poster, but it was like very clearly saying in Gundam, fuck the Bennett group. Gundam said
Fudge
fuck.
the Bennett group.
No, like it wasn't fudge, it was fuck. Like the F was just covered up and you got the UCK. Gundam said fuck.
Hey, you can't spell fuck without UC. That's Gundam, baby.
Yeah.
Serendipitously, when Guel walks out of the limo, Seto, the kid from Dawn of Fold earlier, like bumps into him and is like, "Hey, Spatian, give me some shit." And Guel's like, "What the fuck?"
And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's Seto. He was just wearing a hat.
It's so Guel just walks away with Kananji to find this kid, and they like walk through a J Crew on the way because they get an outfit change. But
it's like he like like they just like change outfits, and it's like Kananji looks like everybody's uncle on vacation.
He's like business casual Kananji, and Guel's wearing a pre-ripped like Henley. It's fucking choice. Yeah. It's really funny.
It's like I have to say that like the casual look suits Yule a lot better than like that stuffy business suit, and it's like,
oh yeah, he's not meant to be a business boy.
Maybe like Miami survived, and they're like, yeah, like, and Kananji's like, yeah, let's do like Miami Vice. What? Like, I'm cultured. I know the classics like Miami Vice. Like maybe Miami somehow survived in this one, and they're in Quinn Harbor is just in Miami.
Quinn Harbor, Miami, Florida. Yeah, it's a city within a city. Of course.
Yeah. It's like Neo Miami, Mega Miami, like the entire
Neo Miami is pretty good. Yeah. So Miorine goes to the city hall and she's talking to like the negotiators, the protesters sent. They fucking hate her guts immediately. Like they won't shake her hand. She kind of goes to start talking about her plans for Earth, and they say, oh, like 1,238 people are missing from the Plant Quetta incident. Let's talk about that instead.
It's like, don't want your factory, bitch. Like, we don't want the rest to be your mom's peach cobbler. Like,
get off our yard. Fucking leave.
We are being oppressed. Like, lady, like, read the fucking room. Like, she is like, again, like I said, that like Miorine is trying to be like the peace princess in this show. And it's like she is really, really like mixing peace princess mode in Gundam girl boss mode, and like it is not working.
I mean, to be fair, it's working until Prospera makes it not work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, at this point, it's not working, and there is like a reason why like Relina and Un were not the same person. Even though like Un had like that mental breakdown, so like
she's gonna have a mental breakdown watching this fucking show. We get a little scene of Lauda who's super pissed at the Jaturk engineer because they just have a Gundam sitting around, and again, no one told him. Miorine and Guel learned about this thing yesterday, and Lauda's like, what the fuck is this thing doing here?
Yeah, like, why is there a goth girlfriend in here? Like I did not order the Gundam Goth GF. Like, what? And also, isn't Gundam supposed to be a medical company? Why is there a Gundam here? Like,
honestly.
What? Like, who ordered? It's like, okay, and also, like, hey, who ordered, like, this is like, somebody ordered, like, 20 pizzas to come to my house, but worse.
It's a lot of pizzas.
Yeah, it's like a prank, but like I used to work at a pizza restaurant, and it's like, hey, if you're going to order 20 pizzas and it's like to go to somebody's house, it's like, okay, like you are going to have ordered that ahead, and it's like you are just like some kid who was like trying to prank us, and it's like people still do that prank. Like when I was at the pizza place, I got it like twice. I got like a kid trying to call like 20 pizzas to somebody's house twice. But it's like, this is not like 20 pizzas. I'm pretty sure that like the Jaturk house could like use up like 20 pizzas, but like not an entire Gundam.
No. Well, we'll see. It's clearly Chekhov's Gundam. It's gonna do something later. We see a little scene of Noria, who's still fucking. Oh, she's so mad. She's so mad right now. She's just like whispering, die, 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 die to herself.
And
And
she is like sketching furiously.
yeah,
like,
and
she doesn't just snap her pencil in half.
she like drops the notebook and Elon picks it up and Noria's like, fuck you, and runs, and they like tussle, and Nika's sitting in the corner like, what the hell is going on right now? Nika's done nothing but watch these two like interact, and it has been deleterious to everyone's mental health.
It's like the worst, like, it's like, I do not want to be on like the worst reality show ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, could you guys like stop fighting?
Get me out of this shitty room.
Elon is like seeing like his, and like Elon has seen like Noria's like cool goth girl art, and he's like, oh, like that is cool. Like, and also like it's like a dead bird that is like so cool and deep because birds represent freedom and flying, and that one is dead.
He says this directly to the camera as he holds up the notepad. Noria kind of ends up admitting that she is afraid to die after all, and Sophie dying really put a fucking wrench into her mental health after all this.
She misses Sophie so much.
Yeah. Well, let's hope she sees her soon.
Yeah.
We as we go back to Quinn Harbor, Miorine, like when they're taking a break, she's watching the Gundam video on her phone. She's watching Soletta do her cool TikTok dance.
Like,
it's cute.
Even though Sophie thought that Soletta's TikToks were cringe, Miorine doesn't think Soletta's TikToks were cringe.
Her TikToks are base.
Hopefully they will make this out. Hopefully they will make it out of this show in one piece, and like Soletta can go on making all the not cringe TikToks her little heart can handle with Miorine, her wife.
Mm-hmm. Well, not right now. She's not. But when Miorine goes back to negotiate, she shows them the legs, and she says, "Let's start over. We're a medical organization." And the guy says, "Well, good thing I'm a doctor. Let's talk about these cool fucking legs." And it's starting to work.
Wow. Cool prosthetic.
Wow, cool pants. He loves these pants.
Hopefully it won't make you like sleepwalk at night and steal cheese.
God. She talks about how she wants to negotiate more, and the representatives just basically say, we'd love to, but you're not the president, so we will tell everyone to stop protesting for 10 days until the presidential election occurs, and then we'll talk. And hope maybe we'll see how it goes. We cut back to Astacassia as Suletta 3:34 a.m. going back for more olives. Choo-Choo like catches her in front of the fridge like a wild animal. It's like funny as hell.
64 slices of American cheese.
It's great. Her hair's down. She's like, and Choo-Choo drags her to breakfast.
Like she is in like full fucking goblin mode.
Mm-hmm. She's gobbling the cheese out the fridge for sure.
Yeah, she is like eating like raw spam, just like right out of the can, just like taking a bagel bite out of it.
Hey, spam, gotta say, not bad, pretty good.
But just to like not just like take a chunk of a bite out of it raw out of the can, like you have to like masubi it first.
Yeah, that's usually fuck, spam masubi is so good. I can't talk about it, I'll get hungry. So they have a very nice scene where everyone has breakfast with like milk from Tico, and Martin even shows back up, and he kind of explains that why he did what he did. Basically, it was the only thing he could do, and he wanted to do what was best for everyone. And everyone kind of agrees, like, yeah, it sucks that you had to turn Nika in, but like it was the only thing you could have done. You were trying to do what was best for everyone. So everyone's understanding, but it still sucks. And this is like a very important theme that the next episode kind of comes back to.
Yeah, everything sucks there.
Everything sucks and we're all gonna die is the main theme of G-Witch. Very sad.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit of a lore dump as we head back to Earth. Guel and Kananji are in an alley talking to Seto, and Seto says, "Hey, can I join your cool school, please?" And Guel says, "I'm not in charge of that." And he says, "Well, isn't there a cool program where they take little space orphans like me, and you raise them and you can get really good at things?" And Kananji's like, "Oh yeah, Grassy has a program like that." And Seto says, "Yeah, the prince is from there." And they both say, "What the fuck did you say, little kid?"
What the fuck? Like, holy shit, like...
Kananji pins this kid to the wall and is like, "Spill the beans, bitch."
Yeah, like tell me everything. And it's like he is sort of like being like the bad cop to Fang's good cop here.
Yeah, Kananji, you gotta give him a little tea party, and then he'll tell you everything. He'll be all nice
Yeah,
about
and
it.
it's like he is like and it's like he is in just like this outfit that's like Miami Vice, we are in Neo Miami, like this is Neo Miami, like yeah. And then he's like slams that kid up against the wall, and it's like yeah, like Grassley operates like this factory, and like all of like the girl pilots who are around Shadiq go, came from that school that just basically like takes orphans and trains them to be just more pawns, to just be another cog in the murder machine.
Yeah, it's the Sarius Zanelli Memorial School for kids who can't read good. Uh,
Sirius is still like supposedly Sirius is still alive.
yeah, that motherfucker's 150 years old. They named it. They thought he was gonna die. He just never did. And they're like, God damn it, we can't
Yeah.
change the name. We made the plaque and everything.
Yeah, it's like I do not want to have to spend more money on this. Like, let's just like keep the name.
Yeah,
And it's yeah,
he's
it's
got to
just
die
like, again,
eventually, right?
it's like they're gonna, and it's like no matter what you did, if you're going there, like no matter what you wanted to do, like Seto didn't even want to like become a pilot, but like all the Grassley girlies in Shadiq are all pilots, and that's where they get all their pilots from.
Yeah. But basically, they hear all this and they realize, oh, Shadiq's behind literally everything. We gotta fucking go now.
Yeah, like we gotta go. Like that kid is busted.
Yeah, that kid. We're gonna fuck that kid up. We're gonna dunk that motherfucker in a toilet ASAP. So
We are like yeah, like his whole like Prince shtick is like so like his whole Prince shtick is so like tired. Like I still do not know if Shadiq even actually cares about Earth.
I think he does. He says some stuff with Gwell in the next episode we'll get into that I think it kind of like you start to see his true motivations. So
Mhm.
they leave and they kind of like call Prosper on the way out saying, hey, we gotta go, something happened. And she says, oh, all right, I'm gonna have a normal time while you're gone. And then as soon as they leave, she fucking activates all of the Gundam bits and
It's like she McFreaking lost it. Even though like she was just like right on the phone with the guy who killed her husband. Are we sure that this isn't also Ichiro Okuchi's adaptation of A Comedy of Errors too, at the same time also being The Tempest?
I mean, again, we're recording this a couple of episodes like behind, so we know what happens as of episode I think 21. The Tempest comes back into play in a big way.
Yeah.
So
Wait to talk about that next week with you.
yep. So she activates the gun bits and makes a big data storm net over the whole city, and basically does the thing that we've seen Permet can do, like take over other Permet, where she basically makes it look like the protesters are firing on the Benric group, and she's like, oh, we're being fired upon. Guess I gotta do shit. So basically, igniting like a battle across the entire city, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. She goes and she flies out and she finds a hangar full of Lafriths for some reason.
She McFreaking loses it. Like everything is blowing up.
Her phone's blowing up. She goes to this Lafrith hangar. I don't know why this is here. Why is it? This is one of the. I understand most of what's going on, I'd say. I'm a little confused as to why this hangar was specifically in Quinn Harbor, because it's not like did she have them move it to Quinn Harbor? Quinn Harbor just happened to also be where like all the main Earthian protesters are? I'm not sure. Regardless, though, there is a hangar.
That's like a whole where like maybe like Ox Earth was based out of Quinn Harbor.
Yeah, and if it's like a big metropolitan port city, it makes sense that like a lot of things would just be there at the same time. But
like 50 fucking Lifriths?
Not anymore, though.
So like apparently like Sophia and Nori are like code names, and we never get to learn what they were code names for.
No, yeah, they're just those were their names. They were just like two of the many Lefrith pilots, though. Because like
Yeah,
Ox Earth was supplying Dawn of Fold with Lefriths, and like they got the cool customs of them. But this is
yeah,
full of like the mass production type Lefrith that we would see in like
yeah,
21 years ago.
yeah. Like the one that like area like fucked up all those dudes in.
She was in no, she was in the main Lefrith, but there's like the Lefrith mass production types that were like the kind of like dark gray ones. I think these are
Oh
the same
yeah, the
ones.
ones that like those I forgot their names. Like they don't even have names on like the Gundam like page and profiles, but like that lesbian couple, that other one.
Yeah, no, I think they're like the pre-production type. Regardless, there was a hangar full of Lefriths here because Prospera blows up the fuck out of all of them.
Yeah, and it's like also like I think like Kananji, like when he was like with Yule, it's like I don't think that like I think that like before like we go and like you might be like jumping to conclusions. Like I think he got like detective brain from like the Miami Vice cosplay. So it's like, yeah, like let's go and try and find Sarius first, like before you like jump to conclusions and go and like fuck up Shadid, because like I don't know, like maybe I'm having like a detective. Maybe I'm having like a detective phase. Like maybe I want to switch careers from being a witch hunter to just a regular detective.
Yeah, they need to find Sarius in order to like stick it to Shadid because you can't just go and accuse Shadid of plotting all of these things without any proof. But regardless, they have to head to Astacassia anyway because they realize, oh, he would be keeping Sirius where he can keep an eye on him closely, so he's going to be at the school. We see over at the where the fuck even are Fang and Belle? They're either in the school or near the school or somewhere.
Like somewhere, it's like I don't know, but like they're in a janitor's closet somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, like Fang is like, yeah, like my bosses are like super shady.
Yeah, so Fang basically reveals to Belle here that Ox Earth has been secretly financed by the Space Assembly League to keep on making these Lefriths.
Even though it's like supposedly like out of business.
Yeah, because it's been defunct for 21 years. And Fang and her partner are like, I guess, rogue agents within the Space Assembly League trying to stop this.
It's like, yeah, like this is like I am on like my X-Files stuff. I don't know what actually happened in X-Files, so yeah.
It should be what I think is going on is the Space Assembly League is funding Ox Earth, funneling those Lefriths into Dawn of Fold and other groups like them to destabilize Earth in order to like secure power for Spacian industries because they're like sending things to fight and suppress these people. It's all a fucking money-making war profiteering scheme. We've been talking about it all fucking season.
Like, Sadiq, your ideas are not original. Like, you are not original. Like, come on.
Yeah, so it's flames and death and bad and on Earth rather, and like Belle is still talking to Fang, and Fang says, "Yeah, Plant Quetta is important for Prospera because she's trying to destroy these Lefriths." So it's like not bad that she's doing that specifically, but like she's causing a whole lot of trouble while she's doing it, and
yeah, she
Plant
is
Quetta
not
holds
yeah. She is she's like a loose cannon. She's just like wild card bitches. Like she has her plans. Like maybe she would have been useful to us if she wasn't so unstable. But yeah, like gotta get to Plant Quetta.
Because Plant Quetta holds a component of Quiet Zero, and we still don't know what the fuck it is yet. We'll find out soon.
Yeah.
So gotta go there, and then Fang gets shot and killed.
Like I'm not sure if she is. It's like hopefully.
No, she is 100%. Well, because she gets shot in the back by Godoy, who's just there. He's like, you've found us out. Time to die. And like Fang kind of pushes Belle and her partner like through like a closing door as the doors close, and then like you see Godoy approach Fang, and you hear like 2 or 3 more gunshots. Like she's fucking done. She's toasted.
Yeah, it's like a message to all bad bitches survive. Like I really want to see Space Auntie again, and like I am in denial that she died.
I dare say you'll be in denial for the rest of the season. Hey, the baddest bitch of all is still alive, and her name is Prospera Mercury.
Yeah.
So the news starting to break that the Earth is on fire and everyone's dead because some shit went down in Quinn Harbor. Elon loves it. He's like kind of clapping and hooting, and the real Elon, I should say. He's hooting and hollering because he's an idiot and he loves carnage. And Shadiq, like, begins immobilizing all of his girls because he knows that Gwel's going to come. He knows that things are going to go down here. So, like, they're all getting in mobile suits. They're ready to extract Sirius from the school.
Yeah, and it's like they're trying to get, like, Grandpa a little bit away before, like, he can get, like, before, like, the space cops come. Like, oh, no, here come the space cops. Space trial. Putting the system on space trial. Putting the system on trial. Guilty. Go to space jail. Everybody go to space jail. Everybody needs to go to space jail.
So Miorine is like in shambles over this. She's like, "Oh fuck, this is all my fault." I mean, it's not, girl. But she doesn't realize that. And everyone's watching the news, and Suletta's watching the news with all of the Earth House, and she kind of understands. She says, "Oh," because you see a shot of just Ariel standing in the flames, and Suletta realizes, like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, it's like she sees it, and it's like, oh no, like Ariel's there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, when she sees it, she kind of realizes the thing that Martin was saying earlier, how he tried to do what was best, and it was the only thing he could do. She realizes, oh, that's what Ari did. Like, she couldn't do anything on her own. She's being used by Prospera, but she's still doing what she thinks is best by helping her mother. It's not the best way, but it was the only thing she could do. And it's just like, what a fucked up viewpoint. Goddamn.
Yeah.
The girl ain't right.
Baby. Girlie, like, that's a baby.
That's a babby. And that's where the episode kind of ends with, like, you know, everyone just looking over exploded Quinn Harbor thinking, this isn't good. Which will bring us to G-Witch episode 20, The End of Hope. As the news in Quinn Harbor gets out, things get even worse. Shadiq mobilizes his girls to hold off Gwel and Dominicus while they get Sirius out of the school, and he allows the door that was holding Elan, Noria, and Nika to finally be unlocked. Noria, in a rage, gets in her Gundam and begins destroying the campus, spurred on by Spacian treatment of her and her loved ones. Shadiq and Gwel square off one final time, with Shadiq finally able to accept his sins and take action for once. Gwel eventually is able to defeat him and recapture Sirius with Dominicus' help. In the campus, Elan is finally able to get through to Noria and stop her destruction, only for a Dominicus suit to snipe her cockpit, killing her as she asks for Elan's real name. He snaps, flying off in the aftermath of the battle. After seeing all of the destruction Noria wrought on the campus, Suletta is hard at work trying to find other students to rescue, tasking Earth House with helping her in her efforts. Why did they call this episode The End of Hope? God.
Thematic.
It's so thematic, and the best part is you don't get the episode reveal. I mean, you see the episode if you're, like, watching on Crunchyroll, but, like, you don't get the little, like, title card. You get the title card, like, 18 minutes into the episode. It's really great. It's like, so dramatic.
Yeah, all that happened.
Yeah, the episode's called, That Just Happened.
Yeah. And, Shadiq probably learned a really good lesson about, like, committing crimes. Do not call the cops when you are committing a crime.
He never called the cops. He called, like, he got campus security involved, but they were, like, undercover for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, they wouldn't have, I don't think they would have found this out if Seto hadn't been there on Earth. Like, they just got lucky, I think.
And it's like, yeah, like, I think they were, like, with, like, Yule and, like, when Yule and Kananji are in, like, the shuttle, they, like, talked when they were, like, getting close to Atacassia. And it's like, they were talking with Shadiq, and it's like, hey, are you doing anything suspicious? And it's like, Shadiq and his girlies are like, yeah, we're, like, all on the up and up. In fact, we're going to call the Space Assembly League and show them that we are all on the up and up. And it's like, yeah, nothing to see here, nothing suspicious. Like, yeah, like, we called the other space cops. Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of space cops around here.
Everything's Gucci. Like,
everything's Gucci.
Yeah, like, we don't need you, like, special Catholic anti-Gundam space cops. We just need the regular ones. We're on the up and up.
Yeah, just the ones that are in our pocket. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, Noria snaps when she sees the news, and because, again, Spacians oppressing Earthians, who would have fucking guessed it?
Yeah.
Gwel's, like, heading to Astacassia. He's there, basically.
Yeah.
Shadiq heads out in the Michaelis to, like, meet Gwel. Michaelis has, like, a new spear thing. It looks fine. Cecilia and Roji are hanging out with Martin. Roji's using his Haro like laser vision to try and interrogate Martin for some reason. I don't know what he thought he was accomplishing here. Because he says, "Why is Ariel on Earth?" And Martin says, "I don't know. They don't tell me shit." And he's like, "But I'm here to tell you that I patched things up with Earth House." It's like, well, damn, I busted out the Haro interrogation eyes for nothing.
It's like, what does he is doing?
Oh, it's great. It's such a
Also,
weird bit.
Like Gundam with like the other Earth House kids, like Gundam is currently being like cooked on Space Yelp.
Yeah, they're cooking him in the comments. Yeah,
It's like
great.
I mean, like the ghost of Eon the Seer ain't got nothing on this. Like he just sold some shitty copper, and it's like, oh, by the way, like your mascot is gone on. Like your little Gundam mascot has gone on like a terrorism bender in Quinn Harbor. It's like, how will Ariel's public image recover from this?
It won't. Spoiler alert. It's bad. Like Lilique is even pissed about this, and she never gets mad at anything. She just kind of walks up and turns the screen off and says, "Well, we can't read the comments. The screen's off," and like walks off in a huff. Fucking go, Lilique. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Suletta's trying to go to class and keep herself distracted from all of this, and everyone is texting her saying, "Your company's fucking sucks. It's cringe."
Yeah,
not
like
good.
the TikToks are cringe, Soletta. Yeah, like give up.
Yeah. Petra is nice though. After class, Petra says, "You didn't learn shit."
I have to say about like this school scene, it's like I actually really like the sort of like exposition classroom thing that they were doing. Like I actually paid attention to what the teacher was saying, and they were talking about like, oh yeah, these are like space medicine issues that we all still haven't figured out yet. Like we ended up like expanding into space way too fast in hindsight. But like, well, we're here. Let's still continue doing a capitalism in space. So yeah, like
let's eat a ton of permit to make ourselves able to stay in space a little bit better.
I think she wasn't like looking at the comments. I think she got like a news story about like Gundam questioning over like Quinn Harbor attack, and it's like like she's just like looking at the news and she isn't seeing the comments.
Yeah, her ass is not learning. But Petra helps her. Petra hands her like an iPad and like scans her notes and says, "Yeah, I'm doing this to thank you because you did save my life in Fortnite." And Suletta says, "Ah, are you in love with Lauda?" And Petra's like, "That's why people don't like you. You say weird shit like that."
It's like tsundere much, and it's like she like airdropped to like Suletta was like had like the completely wrong notes for the she had the wrong notes for the lesson open, and it's like, yeah, like why are you like still here? Like you are barely paying attention in class. Like just like if you're doing this, like why are you still here? And it's like Celeste is like, this is like the only thing I can think to do right now.
Yeah, poor Suletta. But anyway, she's like walking off with Petra. Gwell mobilizes in the Daryl Bald. It has new shoulder thingies.
No, it's
fine.
like he actually met up with like Lauda. Like they actually like Lauda went out to meet his brother. And
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Lauda tries to ask him why the fuck they have a Gundam, and Gwell's like, "I gotta go. Bye."
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I have 20 pizzas to eat right now. Sorry.
Lauda, I'm so hungry right now. You need to let me go right now. The big boy appetite. Bye.
Yeah.
He flies off into Daryl Bald.
And like he has the Darabald and has like these cool shoulder shields. I have to say, I really like the Darabald. And like, I actually thought it was going to be Lauda's suit, and I'm still being wrong, and I'm still mad at it. Like,
Lauda's gonna get a pretty cool suit soon, though. So. Yeah. We'll tune in next week for that. Shadiq and Gwell fly out, and like they're kind of Shadiq's buzzing Gwell and like trying to provoke him into attacking, and Gwell's like, "If you approach, I'll hit you," and he starts like firing blindly, kind of.
It's we are fucking under attack.
Yeah, Shadiq like purposely flies into one of Gwell's stray shots and is like, "Okay, you started it technically," and Kandi's like, "Ah, fuck, he fell into his trap." So.
At me like you're the one who hit me first, like so like everything is fair game, and like when mom comes around, like I'm going to say that you started it, so yeah. Like also the other space cops are here, the Catholic anti-Gundam space cops are here, so yeah.
So they start fighting. Dominicus mobilizes. They're in like some, I think they're in Big Ear Pensa or Big Ear
Yeah.
something or others. And again, they're so much more competent than these fucking kids are. It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, like they're like, yeah, like we are fucking fighting. Like, I'm sorry, Kananji, you are not going to keep playing detective right now. We are fucking under attack.
We are under attack. Kananji's able to actually get into the school before anyone else and says, "Hey, everyone, stay put." It's weird, right? He doesn't tell them to run away or find shelter. He just says, "Stay where you are," which is a terrible idea when there's mobile suits running around. But anyway, at this point,
He kind of was just like, stay calm, like, yeah,
keep calm and carry on, students.
There's like people fighting outside. Hopefully, we can get this under control. And
Ron Howard voice. He does not get it under control.
And then it's like Noria McFreaking loses it. He had like everything under it. He did not have Noria McFreaking loses it in his calculations.
Yeah, so Noria and Elon and Nika had been let free earlier. Once Shadid kind of flew out with the girls and started getting serious.
Yeah, it's like I think maybe they were all being like held by like Grassley, and it's like now they're moving like the only one that they really care about is Sarius, and it's like nope, no really old guy here. He's somewhere else playing bingo and drinking
prune juice.
Yeah, playing prune juice and drinking bingo. Yeah,
that's right. So yeah, the door unlocks, and as soon as it does, Noria just fucking bolts. She starts hauling ass into the hallway, trying to find her Gundam. Elon chases after her.
And like he found her like cool goth girl art.
Yeah, he's like, "You dropped your cool notebook." So he chases after her, and Nika is just kind of wandering. She says, "Oh, well, all right, it's a living." Sophie or Noria gets in the thorn, and
why do they still have those on campus? Like, wouldn't they have like gotten rid of it after like that attack?
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine that some Bannerite organizations probably says, "Oh, we could probably research this and make some money," so they're keeping them around. And Noria gets in her thorn.
Like, throw it on like the pile with like all the other cars. My grandpa said that he would fix up, and like
that's so real.
Talking is like, no, like Noria, don't attack. Like everybody is already on
Noria, yes, attack.
And it's like, let's run away together, and like we have like if we just run, we still have futures, and it's like
well, you're getting a little ahead of it. Noria flies out in the thorn, and she activates the 3 remaining gun Volvas who are just started shooting because at this point, you know, she's any hope of her calming down is kind of gone as she just sees once again Spacian oppression.
Dab hard.
What's that?
She hit the permit dab hard.
Yeah, she's not doing great. Again, controlling an entire mobile suit takes a lot out of you. But she's blowing everything up. She ends up destroying the Earth House hangar, and she's not pissed. She just seems more like mildly inconvenienced. It's like, oh, my demi tray, I can't use it.
Yeah,
so they all have to kind of go find shelter.
Yeah, and it's like they're all just like heading, and like I think he thought, and it's like Elon found the other. Like, Elon found the Lifrith too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, so he's gonna go and try and stop Noria. As she continues her destruction, though, Suletta and Petra are trying to evacuate their building, and
yeah, they're like in like class. They were like in class, and they're like running. Like Petra and Suletta, like they actually kind of got like a couple kids who got knocked out. Hopefully, they're just knocked out, and like they're trying to get them to safety. And it's like, Petra, like, this is not happening because Lauda stood you up for a date.
It's like, so funny. She's waving so many flags right now of, oh, Suletta, after all this, I'm gonna make him buy me lunch and dinner for standing me up on our date. What are you gonna do when we survive this? Oh no, the building's collapsing!
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny.
It's like, what show do you think you are in, Petra?
Yeah. She did Robert Downey Jr. voice. She doesn't know she's a Gundam character. So we cut back over to Shadiq and Guel fighting, where Shadiq just like admits to everything. Guel says, "You set all this up," and Shadiq says, "Yeah." And Guel says, "You kidnapped your own father," and Shadiq says, "Yeah." And Shadiq says, "Oh yeah, well, it's kind of all your dad's idea. He came to us in the first place, and I just took advantage of that."
He was like, "Yeah, like your dad, who you killed."
Yeah, and Loud is listening to all this on the radio, and does the fucking monkey putting his hands over his mouth meme of, "Oh my god,
you killed my brother. You killed his dad. You killed our dad.
My half brother killed my papa."
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an issue for another day. But
It's like inside, like back in it, it's like Kananji is like fighting Noria, and she's like mad at like, and she's like, "Oh, like you're just like a bunch of like washed ups, like you're has-been, you're losers, like come on, like you like got all lazy because there were no more witches what left to hunt, like blah."
Yeah, she's taunting him. She's pissed. Felsi from Jaturk House takes a Delonza out to fight too, and even Cecilia says, well, you're a good pilot, Choo Choo, but all of our suits are gone, so I guess you can take our brand new Demi Barding. If only your mechanic was here to help fine-tune it." The camera pans over, and Nika's like standing in the door frame. Everyone hoots and hollers and applauds.
Arm is still in a sling, and she still has like bandages all over, and she's like out of breath, and it's like she was like running in the middle of like this fucking war with like, still beat up. And it's like also during the fight where like Noria is like taunting Kananji. I don't know what mech was it, but like a giant Gundam foot crushed Marine's.
Oh yeah, it's one of the demi garrisons that the school security has.
Python, like Monty Python.
It's so sad. That's the most harrowing loss that we felt this episode. The greenhouse is gone. I hope that Suletta was able to put a bunch of the tomatoes in the fridge for later.
Yeah.
So we get a nice little moment of Choo Choo and Felsi fighting side by side against the Gunvolvas.
It was like before that, like when they were like fine tuning the Demi trainer with like Nika, like Choo Choo is like mad at Nika for like, it's like, look, like I like Choo Choo wants an explanation for everything, and it's like, look, like we have like this huge fight going on in here right now, and yeah, like being like, let me just like fix this up for you, and like I can explain later, like promise.
Funny enough, this didn't really read as death flags to me. I think it also could be in comparison to Petra from earlier, Petra from earlier, waving a billion flags. I honestly don't think. I think it'll be fine with Nika and Choo Choo. I think that they might end up not dead, and Nika will be able to explain this to Choo Choo, because it really. It felt so underplayed that I don't really expect either of them to beef it before the show ends. We'll see. But I guess making my shot now.
I don't remember the rest of Razor Flag, so yeah.
Wrong show. So Shadiq and Guel are continuing to fight. Shadiq kind of like, he starts to get into his own ideology a little bit here. He's talking about how he's finally ready to accept his own sins. He's being active enough to grasp power from Spacians for himself, and
it's like, okay, you're grasping it for yourself, but like,
what are you gonna do with it, buddy?
Are you doing it for the people? Are you doing it for yourself, guy?
I think, and we haven't quite hit the line that I really liked, because in the meantime he gets a call saying, "Oh, we need 5 minutes to get your ancient father out of here," and he says, "You got it, Chief." Sabina goes to his side, and Guel just does the damn thing. He uses the floating drone arms of the Darrowball to cut Sabina's mobile suit apart. They both survive. They're fine. He cuts the limbs off of both of them, and he cuts the Michaelis' limbs off, and he wins. And his Darrowball explodes, but he gets caught by one of the Demi Garrisons.
Yeah, and it's like, Gule is just like, Shadiq said to Gule during like this fight, it's like, if you had just minded your own business and like not kill like, and just like left, like you would have not killed your dad and you would have like stayed in Bob mode forever. And it's like I would have been able to just do all of this peacefully.
Yeah, someone stop me. I'm shifting to Bob mode. Yeah, no. So at this point is kind of the line that he says that I quite liked. He talks about how, the Benner group wouldn't step in if only Earthians had died, but they would if Spatians did. And you see Sirius just think, oh, my poor misguided son. So I don't know. I don't think he was really. I honestly do think Shadid tried to have everyone's best interest at heart. I don't think he was doing this for nefarious reasons. I really do think he was just a misguided kid who didn't really have a full grasp of what he was doing here. I don't know. This scene, like, as he.
Dude, it's like now you like you fucked up. It's like you bit off way more than you could chew.
Yeah, it seems like he tried to be a ringleader for this whole plan and just couldn't really see past how he thought it would go. So when the plan actually kind of went to shit, he had no answer for it.
And it's it's like classic Lelouch, only like it never actually ended up catching up to Lelouch because Lelouch was the protagonist. But you're not the protagonist, son.
Nope. Yeah, he gets captured and taken away. But the fighting is not done inside the academy though, because Noria is still popping off.
Like when they were like fighting in like the Space Assembly League, like the cops, like even more space cops showed up, and everybody's getting like caught, and like Gules, like Sabina managed to shoot off all the Darabald's limbs, so it's like that Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why he got the floating limbs. That's how he's able to win.
Yeah, it's just a flesh. Like, he can fix it with a gun.
Yeah, right. So inside the school, Noria is still popping off fighting Kananji, and this is when Elon finally shows up to try and reason with her, and he grabs her in the Lefrith Ur and says, you always talk about how I'm nothing like Sophie. Guess what? You're nothing like Sophie either. Only Sophie's like Sophie.
Like, let's run away together and never look back.
He basically says, that notebook is your soul. I want to know about you. Like, come with me. I'll help you find out how to live. I'll be at your side. I'll take you to the place, take me to the place in your drawings. And the gun Volvas kind of power down as Noria snaps out of it. And Noria says, well, when we do that, can you tell me your real name? Boom! She gets fucking sniped through the cockpit. Goodbye, Noria. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not good.
He loved her.
I don't think he loved her, but he was catching feelings for her, and he snaps too, and his permet glows, and the gun Volvas start flying around going berserk, and he just flies out of a hole in the front. Kind of goes missing. We just see his empty Gundam later on, so he's around. He didn't die. But
he is probably the smartest person in this show. Like, just get away from all of this Benneret group fuckery.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely still see him, though. He's around. He didn't go anywhere, but anyway, that's next week. We kind of wake up a little bit later with Suletta, like, waking up in the rubble and looking and seeing Petra covered in 1 billion pounds of rock, gushing blood everywhere.
Like, died.
We kind of get some shots of the aftermath as the ending song begins to play, and Sirius is recovered. Loud is fucked up, because, again, he knows that Gwell killed his dad. Bunch of dead kids everywhere.
Yeah.
Suletta is... I saw this post on this online of, like, how strong Suletta must be to be able to lift up an entire concrete slab by hand.
Strong.
She's strong. She, like, lifts up this entire... It's like 2 feet by 3 feet slab of concrete, no problem, and puts it down so gently, and... looking for survivors, and all of Earth House is there, and Nika's there, and Suletta just says, hey, can you help me? We can save people right now. So everyone is kind of mobilizing.
Yeah.
It's nice. Again, I mean, I'm glad,
everybody's in, like, body bags. It's like, it's amazing that, like, Earth House made it out all in one piece. Like, everybody, I guess, like, everybody from, like, all the other corporations are, like, all fucked up. Like, there's supposedly like 80 of them in the Benneret group, so like, yeah.
Gonna be a little bit fewer. But the episode kind of ends there with just the aftermath of all this destruction. And this is when I started to really fucking like the direction G-Witch is going. Season 1 was good, but Season 2 escalates things in just really, really entertaining, great ways. I'm
It's
hoping
like
that the show can keep it
like
strong.
trying to like figure out like it is a bit like jarring for me because like it has like I am watching this with a very different vibe from when I watched Wing, because with like Wing, when they had like a billion different factions just come out of nowhere, it's like, okay, like I am vibing with this, I am having like a fun time, it's all safe, and we're going to have a great time. I'm just like watching this with like my popcorn bucket ready. And with this, it's like, oh my god, like this is just like spiraling out. And it's like, we only have like 3 episodes left. Like, how are we going to end this?
Yeah, the way things are going, it is starting to think that there might not be a second season. It's just going to be this.
Like, they would have to be crazy to not do a second season. Like, Ariel is already out. Like, Ariel alone was like probably like the best selling first run of a Gunpla
Oh
ever.
no, yeah, Ariel sold more than literally any other Gunpla in history. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's like she managed to beat like Strike Gundam numbers, and it's like Sunrise Bandai has to be like looking at that. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, Daddy Bandai gotta get paycheck. We'll see.
We have
but
a hit on our hands.
yeah, but I mean, again, we'll see. We have 4 more episodes after this.
They would have to be crazy to not make more Ad Stella content.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If they end G-Witch and stuff after a season, I wouldn't mind this being one of the AUs they like go back to. Again, we'll see. 4 more episodes. I don't know how it ends at this point. We'll find out in a couple weeks. Very excited though. I'm really really liking it. Well, before we go for this one episode, I do have a little bit of a Beyond Toon World.
You're going to love this. Trust me. Beyond Toon World!
I did research for once because I had time. As I was reaching this guy, I was like, I swear to God, I've talked about this person before, and I genuinely can't tell where it was. I don't think it was on this show. I don't think it was on Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember I was telling his roles to Audrey from Yu-Gi-Oh! But it wasn't during a Yu-Gi episode, and it wasn't during a G-Gundam episode. So anyway, this is Yoji Ueda, who is the voice of one Kananji Avery. And I looked at this guy's other Gundam roles, and he isn't in a Gundam show I've watched either, for the podcast at least. So again, I don't know where the hell I talk about this guy. Maybe I just looked up his roles and was talking to Audrey about him. But regardless.
Who was he in Gundam?
We'll get there. So Yoji Ueda, I didn't even actually like find out his biographical information. So let me just pull up. Yoji Ueda was born August 7th, 1971 in Hyogo, Japan. He's been active.
He's a Leo.
He's a Leo. He's been active since 2001. It's a pretty long time. He's done a lot of stuff. I didn't write down every role because he's a ton of roles, but a lot of the bigger ones. Let's see. In one of his earliest roles and most long-standing roles in Naruto, he was Gamakichi, who's Naruto's cool toad friend. He was like the little baby toad who grew up to be an adult toad during Shippuden. He did a fun little bit role in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX as Kozaki, who is this kind of demon salaryman one-off villain during season 3 of GX. It was very weird. He voices he's the voice of some of the pawns in Dragon's Dogma, a phenomenal video game that everyone needs to play. He in a couple of his Gundam roles, in Gundam Thunderbolt, he voices Sebastian Morse. And in the Doan's Island movie, he voices Waldo Ren. 2 characters I don't know.
Ren's like weird failed brother, like
yeah, he's one of the Knights of Ren.
Nobody knows that he is there. Like Han and Leia had a second kid, but like, and he also joined the Knights of Ren. But after that, nobody knows where he went. Nobody knows where
a mobile suit. Let's see. He several roles in Transformers Cyberverse, namely Wheeljack, Soundwave, and Ratchet as the big ones.
Those are like big deal guys.
Yeah, they're big deal guys. They're very important from what I understand, which is not much. In the anime, of a series very close to my heart, Monster Hunter Ride On. He's the main character's father. Monster Hunter Ride On being an anime of Monster Hunter stories, which is what if Monster Hunter was just Pokemon instead, which is a pretty cool sub-series. A couple more video game roles in Stranger Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. He voices the Dark Elf Astos.
He is in that game.
He's in that game. We gotta kill chaos.
It's such a fucking like it's like nothing like anything else in Final Fantasy. It is such a meme, and it's like I am like kind of into Final Fantasy, but like I've never actually played any of the games because I'm really bad at video games. But it is like that game is such a meme.
It's a genuinely fun game. I really, really enjoy it. It's also very violent. You get to fucking just punch a Tonberry into the dirt, kicks ass. Hello, Train. More video game roles. In Fire Emblem Engage, he plays Vandre, who I think is like the Frederick of that game. The dude you get.
I don't know who Frederick is.
It's an archetype in Fire Emblem where you get a unit who's kind of an old mentor early on, who's already an upgraded class, but just has terrible growth, so he's kind of just a crutch in the early game. He plays one of the main villains in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. He plays Consul D, who's one of the main sort of Mobius villains in that game. Cool guy, fun design. Let's see. Some of the bigger ones, he's Drive Knight in One Punch Man anime. Let's see. I've read that one. So the last two are pretty wild. In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, he voices Robert E.O. Speedwagon, everyone's favorite friend. Speedwagon withdraws coolly. And the wildest one, the voice of Kananji Avery, Yoji Ueda, is the Japanese dub voice of Squidward Tentacles. Squidward Tortellini. Yeah, he's fucking Squidward ever since season 9 of SpongeBob, which, going off of how many seasons SpongeBob's had, it's like more than half the show at this point, probably. He's Squidward.
He's like these two people could not be more different, even though I mean I have no idea if Squidward would become a cop if he had the opportunity, but it's like this guy is like kind of like just like yeah, I'm happy to be back in action and somebody remembers I exist and thinks I'm cool.
Squidward would like people to think he's cool,
I don't get swept up in a revenge plot.
Yeah, he has the range though. That's Yoji Ueda. Pretty good.
He certainly has range.
Yeah. So that will bring us to the end of our show. But before that, Phoenix, what is your robot of the week?
I can't believe nobody has actually said this robot.
If it's Bender, I'm gonna throw a fucking fit.
Space trial. Putting the system on trial. In space. Guilty of not being space. Go to space jail. Uh-oh, here comes the space cops. Space cops help. Space cops in space. I am talking about Space Core from Portal 2.
That motherfucker was so funny back in the day.
Oh no, here comes the space cops. This one is thematically appropriate, and I cannot believe nobody has said Space Core on our space robot show yet. Like, that dude, it's like, I want a Portal revival. Like, I want it to be, like, big again, like, out of nowhere. Like, come on. We need a Portal revival. And Space Core was funny, is still funny, and will always be funny. Space Core, you will always be famous. I love you.
We love you, Space Core. Mwah. Well, very nice. Hey, where can we find you on the internet, Phoenix?
I am still actually on the run from the Space Cops after all the shit I pulled last episode. You can find all my socials linked very conveniently. I've just been kind of busy and haven't really gotten to updating that website, but you can find me. Like, the Space Cops are still hunting me for my hacker crimes, but you can They can find y'all can find me on thankkushrenata.neocities.org.
The internet is alive. And I'm on Twitter at MaxiBajillion. I'm on Tumblr at MaxiBajillion. I have other shows, including Pod of Greed at Pod of Greed Cast and Splappers Only at Splappers Only Pod, both on Twitter. Never mind the Trollocs going to come back this year because Wheel of Time Season 2 is happening in September. This show is on Twitter at WowCool Podcast. We have a Discord link in the episode description in the Twitter header. Come hang out. Post your gunpla. This show is on Noisepace.xyz, a podcast network. Hang out. I guess you can hang out on the website if you want. There's a lot of other shows there. Go check them all out. That's everything, I think. So, as we say goodbye, as we always say at the end of every episode, war is bad.
Let's go, lesbians. Let's go.